spot, right? That's how you do it. Morning, everybody. How's it going? Good to see you guys all again. That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, it seems like I've been away for a while. Well, not really, because I was on the screen last week, I guess. But then, you know, it was summer, right? Summer holidays, and we were at Sybil's cabin in August too. Whoa, I don't think I've actually been here in person for several weeks now. Yeah, so that's great, right? Great, right? Yeah. That I'm back. We're super excited, but no, okay, all right, fine. So this month, though, we're talking about creation, the creation story. You know, from the beginning of the Believe It book for loving everyone.
That's not it.
Yes, it is. See, Bible. It says holy, Bible. Believe It book for loving everyone. That's what it means. Yeah, it does. So all through maybe, but all through this month, we're going to be hearing the story that's at the very beginning of the Bible, and it's a story about how everything was created. I created it. Thank you. Yes, I did. We're going to hear, each week we're going to hear a piece of this story. So last week, we had the story about how everything was created, like God imagined everything to be, right? And so the world was created and all of the beautiful animals. What's your favorite animal? Panda. Have you seen them? Yeah? Yeah, they're so cute. We went, Lori and I went and saw them on the long weekend. Well, we tried to one day, and we went to the zoo, and it was just a zoo. And so we went back the next day and saw them, and they're super cute. Did they roll over for you? Because they do that. They roll over. They're really super cute. Yes. What's your favorite animal? Did you say your brother?
No.
What's your favorite animal?
All of them.
All of them. Oh, okay. That's fair. A giraffe. Those are awesome. They're super cool. Yeah. They're different, right? They're really tall and yeah. So here's the thing. So here's the next piece. We're going to share the next piece of the story today because the next piece of the story is about how Adam and Eve, the first human beings, learn how to do something that we do every day just because we do. And that's to choose. And so we're going to hear a story about how they learn how to choose. And then you guys are probably going to have some conversation about that, right? Yeah, about how we make choices. So here we go. This is from the Believe It book for loving everyone. That's really what it's called. Yes, I did. Everyone got along in the wonderful new world. The trees and the grasses, the flowers and the leaves, they all got along. The animals and the birds and the fish, they all had their own places, and they played together with Adam and Eve. Yeah, and Adam and Eve could talk with the animals and learn their names, so everyone knew just what to call each other.
But you take the words on too.
But there's lots of words, see?
You gave the word.
And Adam and Eve could talk with the animals and learn their names, so everyone knew just what to call each other. And God thought, well, that's pretty cool. But after a while, God began to feel like things they weren't finished yet somehow. It just seemed like it was all too perfect, like everything was just like God, which it was, of course, because God created everything. And then God noticed that every day, everything was exactly the same. Nothing was growing. Nothing got older. Nothing changed unless God changed it. And Adam and Eve, they only ever did what God told them. They didn't seem to be interested at all in learning how to do things or doing anything for themselves.
Flip the page.
Teenagers, do you think? No, okay. They just didn't seem, I'm just kidding. What? They just didn't seem very interesting at all. What? I know. What? So one day God said to Adam, "What's your favorite color?" And Adam replied, "What's favorite mean?" "Well, the one you like the best," God said. "Well, how do we like one more than the others?" Eve asked. "You just do," said God. "That's why it's your favorite." "Well, I don't think I do," Adam said. "Why don't you just tell me what to say?" And God sighed a big heavy sigh and said, "Never mind." Then God thought, and God had a plan. God grew a big, beautiful tree with big, beautiful fruit on it in the middle of the garden, and God called it the Tree of Knowing Stuff. I know. And in front of it, God put a big sign that said, "Don't," in really big letters. "Don't eat this fruit. There's lots of others you can eat. Leave this one alone, please." I know. God says please even, right? The very next day, Adam and Eve were walking by. "My, that's a big, beautiful tree with big, beautiful fruit on it," said Eve. "Hey," said Adam, "that's new. I don't think we've ever seen it before." "Yes," said Eve, "and I'm hungry, so let's try it." But then they saw the sign. "Oh," said Eve. "Okay then," said Adam, and they continued on their way. But then they heard something that they'd never heard before. "Why?" said a snake that was sitting quietly in the grass. "I'm sorry," said Eve. "What did you say?" "I said, why?" replied the snake. Adam and Eve looked at each other, and then they looked at the snake. They didn't know what to think. I mean, they really, really didn't know what to think. "What do you mean?" asked Eve. Now, snakes are pretty smart, and this snake was smarter than most. "I mean," it began, "why? Why can't you eat that fruit? It looks particularly delicious. God did say that you could eat anything in the garden, and fruit makes you smart and strong." "But there's a sign," replied Eve. "It says 'don't' in really big letters." "I know," said the snake, "but think about it. Why shouldn't you just try it? The sign might not be for you. It might mean others. And did anyone ask you about it? I bet it's worth trying." Thought Eve. And she did just that for the very first time. She thought about it. "I think," said Eve carefully, as it was the first time she had, "you make a good point, sir. But God's not here just now to ask. So why wait?" said the snake. "Why not just try it? You're hungry. It's right there." "I think," said Eve, even more sure of herself than before, "I think I will." And with that, she picked one of the fruit and took a bite, and it was delicious, and she smiled and said to Adam, "This is really good. Would you like to try it?" "I think I will," said Adam, and he did. And they ate lots of the fruit. "I think that's my favorite fruit," said Eve after a while. "I'd still pick apples as my favorite," replied Adam. "Let's go over to the apple trees." "Okay," said Eve, and they got up and they started on their way. But then Adam stopped, and he said, "You know what? I've been thinking. Let's go this way." And he turned down a different path. Maybe there's something new this way too. Dum dum dum. Who knows what will happen next?
Who knows what will happen next with that fruit eaten in the tummies?
Because they made choices. We make choices every day, don't we? Don't we? We make choices every day. We do. And this is a really good opportunity, this is a really good chance to talk about how we make those choices and why we make those choices. Because when we make choices, it's part of how we travel, how we journey in life, right? Because life's kind of like that. It's where you go, what you do, how